Welcome to Trek2Twelve. In today's episode, we will be doing algebra, the very, very important little piece that we all need to master. And this is basically from grade 9 up to grade 12. So we're going to talk about the basics today, starting with the two types. So from the grade 9, there's two very important types that we need to understand how to do and when or how they might put it in the exam or exercises, etc. The first type is number 1, expanding. The second, our favorite, Factorisation. Under expanding, we've got 4 types. And the first is a binomial times a trinomial. So this basically means these 2 terms that's being multiplied with 3 terms. The second type is squaring a binomial. And this means there's 2 terms in the bracket and it's being squared. Right. The third type is what we all know, FOIL. And the last is the distributive law. So this one is basically when we've got one term that's multiplying a polynomial. So it could be there could be any number of terms inside the bracket. Oh, and FOIL is basically when there's 2 terms that's in a bracket multiplying with another bracket that has 2 terms in it. We will go into detail in the next video or the next part of this video. These are the 4 types of expansion that you might come across in your exam or in any type of exercise. Now, let's go on to factorization. Factorization similarly has 4 types as well. So the first one is what we all know, HCF. So this is when we have the highest common factor that we need to take out from an expression and then continue. The second type is the difference of 2 squares, commonly known as dots. So dots or difference of 2 squares is basically when we have something like this. For example, there's x minus 1 plus 1. You see, it's basically the same bracket, but the only difference is the signs, this one and this one. The third type is a trinomial. That basically means there's 3 terms. Then we have advanced trinomials. This is when the coefficient of x squared is more than 1. So it's maybe 2 or 3 or something else. I'm just going to put in brackets over here. More than 1. Okay, yes, and then the fourth one is what we call the sum or difference of 2 cubes. So this is when we have, for example, x to the power of 3 minus 1. So this is an example. or x cubed plus 1 when we have something like that. Yes. Oh, and one more thing. The sum or difference of two cubes and the difference of two squares, you could use the two to remind yourself of what's the difference between the two types. Just know that the difference of two squares is basically when the exponent of x is 2. That's why it's 2 squares. And it's minus 1. So for dots or difference of two squares, it's only when there's a minus sign in between the two terms. But for the fourth type, which is the sum or difference of two cubes, it could be a minus sign or a plus sign. I don't want to make these videos too long, so it's about 6 minutes long. You can go to the next video, which will be episode 2, where we will be going through each type of types in expansion and factorization. So please like, share, and subscribe.